Hi, my name is Ariel Talmor, metaphysical healer, reflexologist, inspirational speaker, teacher. I'm here to talk about my new book, my first book, and my last book so far. It's Soul to Soul, How to Love and Heal. Soul to Soul. Yeah. Soul to Soul, How to Love and Heal. SOLE to SOUL, How to Love and Heal. This book basically talks about a lot of my experiences in healing. It talks about life and how to live the daily life in more alignment with metaphysical principles, such as above, so below, so we can identify in our physical reality daily life experiences, such as interactions with other people, our own growth, our own ego, our own higher self, and how to, by identifying these principles, to be happier, to forgive, to progress, to grow, to give more, to identify what matters. They say we choose our battles, and I do believe that the biggest battle is the ego battle, because we cannot have a life without ego at all. This is not, as long as we are in a form and shape, we must have some ego. But if there was a 20-80 equation where 80% of our life is ego-based and 20% is higher self-based, it would be more beneficial to reverse this equation and have a daily life based on 80% higher self and 20% of the ego. So we do not want to eliminate or to destroy or to eradicate the ego. We just want to diffuse it, we want to minimize it, we want to transform it, we want to replace it gradually. One of the things I've seen through a lot of years of working, not a lot of years, many years of work with clients, was that very often people have answers. They do have the answers. They know that they need to leave this person. They know that they need to do that and this. Just that somehow this leap of faith is missing. The courage is missing. This quality of courage is paramount in our growth. Because stepping out of our comfort zone into a leap, into a void, jumping from an island to the shark-infested waters, thinking that this is the only way to get to the other island, is very difficult. Life is full of islands. Each island is a comfort zone, so we can always actually have true comfort. Yet, human nature, a healthy growth of human nature, is that once we reach a comfort zone, we do want to move on, because human nature is expansive. And this is the part that when people feel stuck and they look for the one cause, they look for the vocation, they look for the calling, that is very important to look at. Well, first of all, there is no one calling. Many people tell me, oh, we are looking for the calling, we are looking for the... And they are so tunnel visioned because they're looking for one thing. And I think this by itself would be a trap. Because how about looking for a thing, a calling, a vocation? Back to courage. The mechanisms of courage are such that we can look at a body and its symbolism and understand traits and human behavior through our inner body symbolism. And we know that authors like Louise Hay talked about this connection between mind and body. So for example, the kidneys. The kidneys represent emotional filtration and fear. Just above the kidneys we have the adrenals. Fight and flight. Stress management. Survival. Courage. So whereas the emotion of the kidneys is fear and the adrenals is courage, we want to look at the location. The adrenal in Latin, above renal, kidney. So, and it's this tiny gland, and the kidney is of course a bigger organ. So above the fear, kidney's fear, we have courage. So courage is above fear. It administrates fear. So the biggest ingredient in courage is to encounter and face fear, face to face. Go into fear. Now, fear by itself is a very big word, and it's a very entrapping word because there's so much there, so much contraction, so much ego. But if we look at the kidney's function as an attempt to understand fear, so if the kidney filtrates the emotional experience, what is fear if not the failure to filtrate the emotional experience? So the more we filtrate our emotional experiences, the less fear we have. The more fear we have, the less we filtrate our emotional experience. The less we filtrate our emotional experiences, the more fear we have. Look within. By looking within, looking at how we respond to our experiences, forgiving past experiences. It does take, some people do not understand this whole metaphysical aspect, but it does help because we do know that energy precedes matter, and matter is our physical reality. So as we give power to whatever precedes it, we can actually put the wings in the sails and actually help the matter maybe get lighter. When we look at courage, there's one figure that comes to mind, and I think it's right here. This is Superman. So Superman is considered very courageous. He was courageous. He also flew a lot. He flew in the air. And the air element corresponds to where the change comes from. Our intuition, our intelligence, our thoughts, energy, making something from nothing. So his courage was to go into the unthinkable, to jump symbolically into the leap of faith. And we all have in us this courage, this ability to have courage to go over the fear, to change the air element. Not to think that gravity will just make us fall, but to understand by reinventing concepts and reshaping ideas and beliefs, we do actually shift our reality. Because energy precedes matter. So if we change the energy, matter, which is our daily life, does shift. And it's not an overnight process. It doesn't always work right away in a snap. It's an ongoing attempt, not a battle. It's an ongoing attempt to shift slowly from the gravity of our hurts, our experiences, our DNA, our family programming, to slowly shift and change and have the courage to go into new territories by creating them in our imagination and intuition. So, inspiration and courage.